Nearly 4 years after a now former Columbus police officer shot and killed an unarmed black man while on duty, day one of testimony in his murder trial is underway. Adam Coy is charged with the murder of Andre Hill. Coy is also facing charges of felonious assault and reckless homicide.
Since the trial began with jury selection on Monday, Coy and his family members have been in the courtroom, as well as Andre Hill's family. NBC4's Anna Hoffman has been following this case for us, and Anna, both sides had a chance to present their opening statements to the jurors today. What did they have to say?
Sierra, the state prosecutor's message to the jury is that Adam Coy's use of deadly force was not reasonable, while the defense is saying that it is, and Coy did what he was trained to do. Both sides presented to the jury in opening statements, and they gave their recounts of what happened the night Hill was shot, December 22nd, 2020. The stories of the defense and prosecution did not fully match up. Prosecuting attorney Renee Amlin emphasized that Hill was there that night as an invited guest. Defense attorney Caitlin Stevens, on the other hand, talked about how Coy had suspicions of Hill from the start, from their first interaction. We just learned that they spoke before the shooting while Hill was inside of his SUV. Stevens says Coy described their first interaction as jittery, and he felt concerned watching Hill try to get inside of the home several times and no one let him in. That's why he decided to stay. After opening statements wrapped, the prosecution was able to call their first two witnesses. The first, Robert Rodker, who made the original 911 call for a suspicious vehicle. The second was Officer Amy Detweiler, who was working with Coy that night. Through their testimonies, attorneys on both sides began building their cases for the jury.
At the end of this case, the state of Ohio will ask you to find that Officer Coy's use of force was not reasonable, that Andre Hill followed the commands of Officer Coy, that Andre Hill was not a threat to Officer Coy or Officer Detweiler.
And so the theme of this case, the core fundamental concept, is one of justification. And that was because the mistake that Adam Coy made on December 22nd, 2020 was reasonable because he was acting in accordance with his training.
Rodker's testimony was focused on what happened before the shooting, why he made that original 911 call, and his brief interaction with Coy to make sure that Coy was investigating the right car. He stated on the stand that he did not see the shooting, but he did hear 2 shots fired. Now, Officer DeWittler's testimony thus far has been a lot about police procedures, and she also recalled what happened that night from her perspective. The defense has not had the chance to question her just yet. Local for you at the Franklin County Courthouse, I'm Anna Hoffman, NBC4.
All right, Anna, thank you. And a reminder, NBC4 will continue to be live in the courtroom. If you want to see a play-by-play, if you will, of this trial and our previous coverage of the case, just head to NBC4i.com.